Plantar fasciitis, day number 2, session 2. So we're going to start again with some soft tissue work. So if you take a lacrosse ball, come down to hands and knees. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this ball into the top of my foot. Now, I'm going to point my toes as much as possible. And then from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the ball right to the base of my toes. And you'll notice it really gets sensitive as I get towards my toes. Then I'll extend back out. And again, I'm going to spend time working right to like the big toe, the second toe, the third toe. And I'm going to work back and forth. You may find an area that is overwhelmingly sensitive in comparison to the rest of the foot. Hone in on that area. Spend time going back and forth, really working on that section, as that will lead to the greatest relief. And basically this just preps the tissue. It buys you a little bit more range of motion, so the things that we're about to do are going to get better, and you'll have more active range of motion that we can work through. So movement 2 is if you pad a knee, I'm going to plant a foot, and I like having something to hold on to just so we're eliminating balance, the need for balance. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to curl all 5 toes under, and then from this position, I'm going to get a stretch here. And again, the stretch should be through the top side of the front of the shin. And then from this position, we're going to go back into that active work. So what I'm going to do is in this position, I'm going to try to curl my toes towards my shin. But the floor is providing resistance, so again, that's not going to happen. But as I try to sweep my toes under, that'll increase the stretch demand on the front of the shin. I'm going to do that for 20 seconds. Then I'm going to spend 10 seconds trying to lift my toes off as if I'm trying to pull them back up and curl them under even more. You may notice that you'll get some cramping or the desire to cramp in the bottom of your arch. Totally normal, something to work through. If it does cramp, come out of the position, relax for a moment, and then get back into it. But again, you will go in this position, you'll go 20 seconds of pulling under, trying to straighten the toes and see the toes in front of you. 10 seconds curling them back up as if you're reaching your toes to touch your heel. And you'll do 4 reps per side with that. Then, same one we did last time. I'm going to go in the straight leg position, stretching that gastroc. And from here, I'll hold that. And again, the closer my heel gets to the base of the wall or the box, the deeper the stretch, the more it comes back, less so. So find what works best for you. And then we'll do 20 seconds of pushing down as if I'm pushing onto an accelerator in a car or a gas pedal. And then 10 seconds pulling back up, firing all of the stuff on the front of the shin. And again, I'll do 4 rounds of that, 4 reps per side, 20 seconds pushing in, 10 seconds pulling back up. Then what I'm going to do here, anterior tib raises. So we want to strengthen the front of the shins. So I can do this leaning against a wall, and I'm going to keep my knees completely locked out. Now from there, squeezing my quads, I am going to drive through my heels and pull my tops of my foot as close to my shins as I can. Hold a moment, control down, touch, come right back up. And from this, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you go somewhere in the 10 to 15 range, and I'm looking to maximally contract, so get the top of the foot as tight to the shin as possible. I should really feel the anterior tibialis, that little muscle on your shin, start to really heat up. What that's going to do is that creates a lot of strength through the front of the foot, which is often neglected. But it is one of those things that will lead to some crampiness, and tomorrow can lead to some pretty good soreness. Now, final piece, we're going to hit an adductor stretch. So for this, again, you'll pad your knee, and what we're looking for is that I'm going to come down to hands and knees, and then I'm going to kick a foot out to the outside. So if I'm on hands and knees, the knee, where the knee position is, straight out to the side is where the foot's going to land. And from here, what I'm going to do is I'm getting the inside of the hip on stretch. And then from there, what I'm going to do, trying to keep a flat back, I'm going to slowly push my hips back while simultaneously trying to drive my foot into the floor. An easy way to think, if I were to put a scale under this foot, I want to increase the number on the scale because I'm pushing down into that really hard. I rock back, and then I slowly walk back out, pushing back down. And again, what we're gonna do here for today is just rock back and forth, spending anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds per side, really getting that stretch through the inside of the hip. The further my hips rock back this way, the deeper the stretch. Also, the further my foot moves away from me, and essentially the closer my hips get to the floor, the deeper the stretch is gonna be there. So you can kind of figure where you wanna spend time, where you feel a good stretch, and you can relax into that position. So that's day 2, plantar fasciitis. Let's go.